I'm Henry Palmer. I'm a junior and I'm running for Vice President of Financial Affairs.
Thank you, Henry. If elected, what are your goals for the next semester?
My goals for the next semester would just run an efficient committee, I'd say. Try and get dialogue as open as possible between clubs and the affairs committee, and try and be as transparent as possible. Like letting clubs know the reasons we decide what we do on allocations and how we feel they can best be used.
And what experiences have you had in the past that you think will help you with this?
Well, this past year I served on the financial committee, and I've also been a club head. So I've really got to see both sides of how it works. I've created budgets to go to allocations with, and as a financial committee member, I've reviewed those budgets. So I think I've got a good grasp on what it takes to appropriately allocate to clubs without overspending, and also what it takes to run a club successfully.
Great. What do you think would be your most important job as VP of Financial Affairs?
I think my most important job would just to be a clear voice to the clubs. I don't want there to be any confusion. I don't want clubs to be upset with what they get. I don't want them to feel lost in the process. I want to be very clear as to how it works, so they know what they're coming into in an allocation scenario, and also they understand why we make the decisions we do.
And finally, what's your philosophy on independent and collaborative ventures and the ICV fund?
I think the ICV fund is great. It's awesome for clubs to be able to have unknown expenses and come to us and anytime during the semester. I think what we look for mainly with ICVs is what we do for with all clubs is it going to be able to reach, we want it to reach as many students as possible. We want as many students as possible to be able to reap the benefits of these funds. I know for a lot of teams, whether it's rugby, tennis, lacrosse, they'll have tournaments, things like that. So I think it's just important to make sure ICVs are spread equally among clubs and just let clubs know that they're there. I feel like some clubs don't realize that there's the opportunity to submit those forms anytime they want.
And what do you look for? What do you consider in an ICV application?
Like I said before, we really consider how many students it's going to benefit. If this is an event that only 2 or 3 students are going to be able to go to, we might handle that with a little more scrutiny than, say, an event that 50 students are able to go to, or an event that's on campus. I think the number one thing we look for is how is this going to benefit the students as a whole, the majority of the students, and not just a select few.